Mindfulness is the practice of full attention. Try to be present during the next few minutes.
Virtual reality is commonly associated with gaming, but for many, it's being used as a cure for anxiety disorders through a form of exposure therapy.
The problem is that people don't know it really exists. And that's been the issue for this particular therapeutic process.
Exposure therapy teaches people how to calm down. Therapists identify different causes for someone to have anxiety. Then they find a virtual reality program to teach patients how to control their condition.
Roger. Hey, what I need you to do...
One of the first uses of virtual reality was to treat combat veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, therapists are using virtual reality for different anxiety disorders, including fear of heights, driving, spiders, public speaking, and flying.
One of the techniques that I do have is a virtual reality system that actually allows me, through a therapeutic software, to help the person be and feel and hear all the sounds that an airplane has.
For people with a fear of flying, it's about giving the patient a realistic experience to help them overcome their anxiety.
It's faster than other forms of therapy like psychodynamic therapy.
In the future, doctors hope patients can use goggles like these at home thanks to techniques they learn in therapy. For Stony Brook University, I'm Joseph Wolkin.
This week on the Stony Brook News,
A last-minute change at this year's Brookfest.
we explore a hidden oasis right here on campus.
And are Stony Brook students ready to tie the knot?
All that and more on this week's edition of the Stony Brook News. Good afternoon and welcome to this week's edition of the Stony Brook News. I'm Inze Dong.
And I'm Joseph Wolkin. First things first, Brookfest was Wednesday, featuring 21 Savage and one unexpected opening artist. I wasn't able to go, unfortunately, but Brianna Panetta was on the scene to show us just how savage the concert was.
Let's check in with our sports maven, Joseph Wolkin, to see how the Seawolves did this past weekend. Joe?
Thanks, Dara. It was a busy week for Stony Brook basketball, with both the men's and women's teams hosting games at Island Federal Credit Union Arena. Stony Brook faced Albany at home Saturday evening, determined to beat its America East Division rivals. However, things didn't turn out the way the Seawolves expected. The Seawolves started off hot, outscoring Albany 12-4 in the first 6 minutes of play, with senior guard UC Uregbu getting the steal and roaring down the court to top off the run. With 8 minutes left in the half, redshirt freshman guard Andrew Garcia nails the three-pointer to give Stony Brook an 11-point lead. The Seawolves maintained that gap until the end of the half, leading Albany by 6. But the Seawolves just didn't have the same force in the second half. Within 3 minutes, Albany cut the lead down to just 3 points, thanks to this foul by senior center Tyrell Sturdivant. Stony Brook held on to the lead for another 3 minutes until Albany's junior guard David Nichols ties it with a three-pointer of his own. From there on out, Albany controlled the lead, defeating the Seawolves with a final score of 57-50. Stony Brook is now 3-5 in conference play. Now we move on to women's basketball, which played at home this past Wednesday against UMass Lowell. The Seawolves couldn't keep up early, trailing the Riverhawks by 3. Remaining behind until junior guard Shannon Johnson snatches the ball and lays it in to tie the game at 17. After trailing by 5 at the half, Stony Brook came back with vengeance. The Seawolves took over in the fourth quarter, starting with this layup by junior guard Jarrell Matthews. Stony Brook was able to lock up the win with a score of 59-50. The Stony Brook dance team jazzed it up down in Orlando during the break at the College Cheerleading and Dance Team National Championship. The dance team finished 5th in the pom category and 6th in jazz. The cheerleaders also finished in the top 5 in the competition. I guess you can say they took a real liking to the warm weather while we freeze up here. Back to you guys.